This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
It's America's original morning magazine show. Daybreak USA with Angie Austin.
Good morning and happy Thanksgiving, friend. As Angie Austin would say on most mornings, I'm Chris Barnes, and this is a special holiday edition of Daybreak USA. Angie and John DeMaster have cooked up like a grandma would, a great Thanksgiving edition of the program for this Thanksgiving, but they agreed that I should be honest in telling you that they have previously recorded it for broadcast, as they are the big stars here. They have the day off because it's Thanksgiving. Me, I am just your co-host once removed. I am yesterday's turkey sandwich, but I am here. Maybe I'm tomorrow's turkey sandwich, but I don't know. In any case, I'm here because we need to bring you up to date on the news of the day, because news never takes a holiday, and sadly, tragedy never takes a holiday either. And on that note, our first story this Thanksgiving morning is indeed about some Thanksgiving mourning, as we are mourning the death of yet another law enforcement officer in America. In Detroit, the Wayne State University police officer who was shot late on Tuesday night has died as Officer Colin Rose was investigating reports of somebody breaking into vehicles just off the campus of Wayne State University, and that's when the 29-year-old was shot once in the head after he stopped a person on a bicycle. Now, police have arrested a man named D'Angelo Davis in connection with this, and they say Davis has a history of what the campus police chief calls assaultive-type crimes against police officers. So on this Thanksgiving morning, we ask that you say a prayer for Officer Rose and for his family, and also throw one in for all of our law enforcement officers who serve us every day, and that includes on holidays like this one. Also, another sad story is police in Tennessee say a sixth child has died from that school bus crash in Chattanooga on Monday. 5 other children from the Woodmore Elementary School died on Monday when the bus left the road and slammed into a tree, and police have arrested the driver, Johnson Walker, for that crash. He's been charged with 5 counts of vehicular homicide. He can now expect to be charged with a 6th count, and he faces a long list of other charges as well. Now, switching gears, President-elect Donald Trump is calling for the beginning of a national healing in his Thanksgiving video message. He posted it online late yesterday.
It's my prayer that on this Thanksgiving, we begin to heal our divisions and move forward as one country, strengthened by shared purpose and very, very common resolve.
The president-elect and the Trump family spending Thanksgiving at the Trump estate in Florida. And the president-elect is also adding a couple of women to his list of cabinet nominees. Early yesterday, we learned that Trump had selected South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley to be U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. Interesting is, Haley was rather critical of Trump during the course of the presidential campaign, but apparently they're going to work together on this. She'll represent the United States as, a pretty high-level diplomat, really. It's probably the second top diplomat next to Secretary of State representing the United States at the United Nations. Trump also tapping Betsy DeVos for Education Secretary, and she's considered quite a leader in the school choice movement. In a statement, Trump is calling her a brilliant and passionate education advocate. Well, more than 3.5 million spectators are getting ready to line the streets of Manhattan for today's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It marks the 90th anniversary today, and some throwback balloons are being included, including the big Felix the Cat balloon from way back. Also, the Charlie Brown balloon is going to be in it again. More than 50 million TV viewers are expected to watch that parade nationwide, and even others around the world. Unless you're a plumber or know one, you might not be aware of this, but apparently the day after Thanksgiving is generally the busiest day of the year for plumbers, and we want to make sure you don't have to call a plumber, so we're going to tell you what's going on here. It seems people don't know how to use their garbage disposals properly, so they overload them when they're cleaning up after a big Thanksgiving feast. And a master plumber by the name of Brian McQuiston of Plumbing Masters in Arizona says often it means people bust their disposal mechanism, and it also causes big problems in the sewer line. And then they do something else sometimes, which can even be worse for the sewer line. Brian?
Sometimes people that don't have garbage disposals resort to the toilet to get rid of food. Not a good idea. It's a terrible idea.
Ew? Can you say ew? Don't put anything like that down the toilet. Not that we don't put worse things down the toilet, I guess, but no, you don't want to put greasy stuff down the toilet. If your garbage disposal can't, manage fibrous vegetable material and grease, the toilet's not going to do much better. So anyway, be careful with your plumbing this weekend because, plumbers, we love them, we need them, but, they could take a day off here and there too. So let's not have to call the plumber this Thanksgiving weekend. Anyway, as I say, John and Angie have a great Thanksgiving morning show coming up. I'm Chris Barnes. I'll be back during the course of the morning to bring you up to date on some of the news of the day. But this is a special Thanksgiving edition of Daybreak USA.
Attention all men. Did you know that bladder control problems are very common?